Chapter 13, Operation Warp Speed and President Trump. As soon as the COVID-19 containment efforts proved ineffective, President Trump shifted to mitigation and the eventual need for herd immunity. When he began discussing herd immunity, the experts attacked him, suggesting that his scientific inevitability was merely a temporary mirage used to mislead the public. COVID-19 in 2020 can be equated to the Pearl Harbor bombing. The Public Health Department was unprepared for such a surprise attack, and there were no meaningful remedies or vaccines available. Blaming President Trump for this disaster is akin to blaming FDR for the Pearl Harbor attack. The year 2021 was different. There were vaccines and several remedies with some benefits. There was also time and money available to strengthen the public health department. Despite this, the death rate increased from 350,000 in 2020 to 415,000 in 2021, and the infection rate also rose. In the absence of a surprise attack and with all the time, money, and experience to prepare for COVID-19, we should not have lost the 2021 battle of the Midway. The so-called experts having nothing to say about this defeat that we should have avoided. Instead, they took pleasure in calling President Trump a comorbidity and claimed he was making the pandemic worse. I was greatly relieved when I noticed that someone like Bill Maher is finally realizing this fact. On his show on March 30th, 2024, Bill Maher observed, "I get it that we did not know exactly what was happening at the beginning of COVID, and some mistakes were inevitable, but 4 years on, I am tired of hearing, well, we don't know." No, we did not. But some people guessed better than others, and the people who got it wrong do not seem to want to acknowledge that now. He also noted, and now everyone, including the Biden administration, admits there is at least a 50-50 chance that the virus could have begun in the lab in Wuhan, which was doing gain-of-function research on that virus. Duh. But I don't see a lot of retractions being printed. Sarcastically, he commented that because the last thing you would want to do when a disease is afoot is get fresh air and sunshine and vitamin D, and no, much better to stay locked up, stressed out, and day drinking. He also observed that a lot of the dissenting opinions that were suppressed and ridiculed at the time have proven to be correct. Maybe that is why the powers that be never wanted a COVID commission, and maybe the number one lesson from the pandemic was the need for proper air ventilation. He concluded by stating, talk about not learning anything, but did not forget to blame Trump for his COVID-19 management. To divert negative public opinion in 2021 and 2022, these experts started accusing President Trump of being the anti-vax leader, despite his leadership producing the vaccine in record time. He tried his best to avoid the attack by saying, I recommend take the vaccine. I did it. It is good. Take the vaccines. Despite this, he got booed by the audience who were true anti-vax supporters and still faced blame. He also volunteered to go on TV to support the vaccines, which was refused because his enemies preferred to label him as the anti-vax leader than solicit his efforts to save lives. If there is a Nobel Prize for survival instincts amid attacks from all sides, President Trump would be an uncontested winner. In 2020, President Trump was thrown into the snake pit of COVID-19, Pearl Harbor attack, COVID-19 ghost invasion with asymptomatic spreaders that made it impossible to identify who was infecting whom, challenges for preventing the spread with masks, quarantine and social distancing, and many others. He had to fight the impeachment trap, deal with a non-cooperative Congress that was delaying emergency funds, work with an unprepared and understocked public health system, put up with the biased media, and tolerate individuals disappointed with the 2020 impeachment results. Additionally, WHO misdiagnosed airborne infection, and the experts were more interested in finding a scapegoat, labeling him as a comorbidity and acid thrower, equipped only with the challenge to protect the American public in any way possible, even amid such a ridiculous situation. President Trump tried hard to do a good job. That is the greatness of President Trump.